Hello and welcome to the Wiltshire Caravans handover video for this 2016 Bailey Pursuit 550/4. As always, I'm going to start round the back. I have opened some of the lockers just to make it easier to use. Okay, so at the back, just show right away. So we've got the grab handles, the light clusters, so these for the indicators, reversing lights, brake lights, etc. Also at the back, one thing we have is a little bit different to most caravans, although not unusual for Baileys, is the toilet cassette area. So top one, so this area, this is where we put the, you can have the pink solution or just use fresh water. So that's the reservoir. Basically I use an old 2-litre pop bottle, fill it up and just pour that straight in. Okay. Underneath here we've got the cassette, which is going to be interesting to use to open with one hand. Hold on then, sorry about this. Right, so one toilet cassette, it's the standard depth for cassette. So you'll know when it needs emptying because there's a light on in the toilet area. So lift this up, just pull straight out and pull towards you. So to empty, put that to the side, take that off. I'm going to leave it on for now. Make sure you do put that somewhere safe though. You don't want that falling into the area where you're pouring everything else. And then over the area, lean forward, press this top button to release any pressure. That will allow everything to flow out. You will want to rinse out, so then slide this back, open that, and then rinse, close that up, put that back in, put the lid back on, give it a swill around, take the lid off again, and then press away, just to repeat, just to clear everything out and to clean it up. You'll want to put some of the blue solution in, or green, whatever you're going to use. So on the cap itself there are measures, just to show how much to put in. Read the information on the bottle of whichever fluid you use, just to confirm how much you need to put in. Okay, then just slide straight back in, but do make sure that's in and that's locked down. There is also under here a little tube. Now this tube, most important for winter, that reservoir needs to be emptied. You don't want that freezing over in the winter. This tube, take that bung out, have a bucket handy, and just empty that in via the use of the wonderful thing called gravity. Okay, hope that makes sense. Sorry if you can see a spot of rain coming down. Here's what it is. There's the exhaust port for the Truma heating and hot water system when on gas. There are your two waste outlets, so for your sinks, so bathroom and kitchen, and for your shower. Here, this is where your water pump goes in, and we'll go and grab the pump and we can have a quick look. Okay, so here's the water pump itself. That's the part that goes in. Trigger system on this one. This is the end that goes into the aqua roll, and just into here goes in. Bit of a wiggle, and there you go, you're ready to roll. Then all you need to do is turn your water pump on inside, which I'll show you shortly. Then to remove, just push down on that and that just slides out beautifully. Very, very simple operation. Okay, so alloy wheels on these Baileys. The wheel nuts need to be torqued up to 130 Newton meters. This one does have an automatic engage motor mover on it. That's a different video altogether, but still important to see. There we go, it's got the two fridge and freezer vents, and there's a gas locker, so I have already opened these. Room for 2 bottles, one regulator, one gas pipe, but room for 2 bottles. This side, just a storage area, nice size storage area. The Baileys don't generally have the front lockers, so that's why that's there. Running on the Alco chassis, grab handles again on the front to move around. Again, on the other side, it's just another locker. So we've got in here the electric hookup cable, leg winder, and the water pumper in here. Okay, now we get to the some of the nitty-gritty parts. So here you can see the MTPLM, so that's the maximum plated weight of this caravan is 1,374 kilos, massing running order 1,219 kilos, but there are about 32 kilos of motor movers on there, so that needs to be added on just to see what kind of weight you can carry on here. And it's saying here the tyre pressure is 60 psi, so yeah, it's quite high, but that's the pressure the tyres need to be. So in here, battery locker, so big 110 amp AH battery, and then your electric hookup, and you can just see behind it the isolator for the motor mover. Now that is placed there, so you can't activate the motor mover while you're plugged in. That is a good thing. And just go around the back, we've got the awning light up there. There's your antenna. I'll show you that when we go inside. It's got the split door, so the stable door, which is nice if you've got young children or animals that you don't want to get in or out, whichever. And that's just a storage locker underneath the one of the beds. Okay, so that's the outside. I'm going to go and dry off a bit and come back to do the inside. Okay, we'll just have a quick look around before we show you the more detailed parts of the handover. Just showing you the front lounge area. Some nice long benches on there. And off the kitchen area. We've got the area for the TV. That's a blind that does go up, so you can turn the TV around and watch it in bed if you wish. 2 beds, 2 single beds. Nice size single beds in here, nice and long. Not that would worry me a great deal, but nice size. And then the bathroom at the back. Swivel toilet, hand basin, and a good sized shower. And they have a popular wardrobes. Always very good idea to have one of those. And there's a freestanding table. Right, so I'm going to turn everything off, and then we'll start on the nitty-gritty. Okay, so when we come into the caravan on the left-hand side, this is where your control panel is. This is the nice and simple to use, the main controls. You've got the master switch, which is also showing there the battery level. I'm not surprised we're up there, we are plugged into the mains. But if you turn that off, obviously that just goes down to 0. There, so the master is on. Lights, not overly surprising, they turn on the lights. Lots of individual light switches in here. Half the fun of having one of these caravans is finding out where these switches are. We will get round to those. Awning, so that's the awning light, and then where I showed you where the pump goes in on the outside when your aqua roll's full, pumps inside, turn the pump on, and that little green light will come on. Okay. Whilst we're talking about water, very important, the drain down valve. Now in these caravans, the drain down valve is underneath the bed. And hopefully I can show you this without lifting everything up. Just down there by the water heater, that yellow tap, which is pointing straight up at the moment, that means all the water has been drained out of here. So that's a good thing, particularly for winter. I can't stress enough how much you don't want water in here at winter if it's going to freeze. But when it's put down to the horizontal position, that will allow water in through the water pump and aqua roll into the caravan. Okay, so there's your water pump. Heating system in here is the Truma heating system. Often heard it called Truma, trauma, but it is Truma. To turn those, you've got a rotary button here and a push button. That's your return button. But to turn it on, press and hold. and that will come on. First thing that's flashing is it's a picture of a little motorhome, but that's for what heating do you want and how hot do you want it in here. Click on it, turn the rotator to whatever temperature you want in here. Okay, so say 21 degrees, set it, press. One across, and that's the hot water. Press again. It's currently off. Options are eco or hot. Well, I'm turning it straight off again because it's there's no water in here at the moment. Very simple. When it says hot water, it is very, very hot, by the way. The next one across is the what fuel we're going to use. Options are, if I turn it back, we've got gas, a mix of electric and gas, a stronger mix of electric and gas, then electric 1 and electric 2. Now, to get everything warmed up very quickly, electric 2 would be the idea, or the mix would be even faster, but if you're on a pitch that's got your own hookup, electric 1 would be fine. Oh, let's see, it times out on me. But, so electric 2, we'll put it on electric 2, just to make everything go quickly. This flashing flame does not mean we're on gas, it just means we are heating up at the moment. Okay, so don't think, oh, your gas is going, it just means it's heating up at the moment. Right, the next one is the fan. So you've got level of eco or high, so basically how quickly the heating fan goes round. You've then got a timer. You can set a timer to start whatever you want, whatever time you'd like, then reset, well, no, return I should say. Then you've got set the clock. Well, I know that's the right time. And then you've got your menu, other menus. So you've got an offset. So if you've set it for 21 degrees in here, but you have a thermometer that says it's higher, hotter or colder, you've got an option of going down 5 degrees. Temperature, you can have it in centigrade or Fahrenheit. And brightness, that's actually of the display itself. Then you can have a 12 or a 24-hour clock on here. Language, well, you can change that if you know any other languages. Then the index. Those will make no sense to you whatsoever. Or me, to be fair. And then you have a reset button. Only use that if you're advised to do so by a service engineer. Okay, hope that all makes a little bit of sense. But to return, and return again, you'll just be on for the clock and the temperature. Okay, now with the blown air systems that these are, before you're going to shut down the master system, you know, going to close down the caravan for you for the end of the journey, turn the heating off, and I'll tell you how to do that. Just the rotating dial, push in, hold it, and it will turn itself off. Turn that off 5 or 6 minutes or so before you're going to turn the master off. That way it goes through its rundown cycle, and you won't have any problems with having to reset it all, or shouldn't have. Right, carrying on, just cupboard space, plenty of it in here. This cupboard's got the aerial in. Let's see if I can get to an angle. So undo that big white nut there, lift the shaft up, put it in the same direction as everyone else has got their TV, tighten up the nut again, I should say aerial rather than their TV, tighten up again and retune your TV. It does have a pitch on here, so you can change the pitch or whichever way the dish is, whether it's flat or going horizontal. There is information on here as well. There you've got your booster, the amplifier for the radio and the TV. The radio, yeah, you've got a CD player and radio. There, all the instructions are with the Caravans. So it does have a USB and an auxiliary in, as well as the brand new system called compact disc. Okay, right. Okay, just more cupboard space. We do have a pulley out table at the front, so in the mornings you can have a cup of coffee. In the evenings you can have an adult Ribena in the comfort of your on the sofas. This does turn into a double bed if you're required to do so. But see under here, oh, you can't really see under there. There is a lot of space, just storage space. Right, to the kitchen area. So 3 gas burners on here. And you also have an oven and grill. This is the Spark. Nice and simple to use. Underneath the oven, we've got the gas isolators for the hot water, the fridge. So if all sorts of things, the cooker, the fridge, whatever, and the heating, of course, and the hot water. So if you are out in the middle of nowhere and using gas, but if you're using butane, you might want to use the isolator separately. If you're using propane, I would just say turn the gas off at the bottle, on and off at the bottle, and then when you're about to leave, just fire up one of the burners and that'll burn away any excess gas. So the fridge, it's a Dometic fridge. Options are, that's off at the moment in that position there. Run on electric. Run off the car battery, or the alternator on the car. So as long as the fridge is already cold, if you've got the 13-pin adapter or the 2 7s, this fridge will remain cold whilst you're travelling. Okay, it has to be cold already. It won't cool it down from a standing start. If you want to use gas, onto gas, but you will need to light up by using the Spark. Okay, this one is just to change the temperature you want on the fridge. I'd say most people are going to use them on sites with electricity, so on electric, but that's off. Okay, sorry, just showing you there's one of the light switches for the kitchen area. As I was saying, there are lots of different light switches around. Oh, coming back, there's your TV aerial point. A 230-volt socket and a 12-volt point as well. More cupboard space. Got a carbon monoxide alarm and a smoke alarm in here. Oh, well, we're showing light switches. These top ones have got a light switch there. These little individual ones, little reading lights there. And the bathroom light is just a pulled string. Okay. Let's get a bit close to see this, but if I just pull that there, you can see the light changing. So, shower door. It's got a clip there for when you're travelling. Make sure that is locked in. You don't want that rattling around. So, washroom sink. Here's what I was saying about the light that comes on when the toilet needs emptying. There's just your flush. Swivel seat toilet. Important to remember that whenever you've done whatever you need to do, or empty everything out, but make sure that slider is closed, otherwise you'll struggle to get the cassette out. At that point you might decide that you get a bit cross with it, pull it out and break it. Okay. So blinds in all these, or all the blinds are, you've got fly screens and blackout blinds. When you're lifting them back up, hold on to them because there is a spring on them. You don't really want them to spring up too quickly. Oh, hello everyone. Pretty much. That's not far off. These are just standard catches. Standard catch, push the window out and tighten up on these. I'm not going to open any windows or roof vents at the moment because it's pouring with rain. So I shall leave that to when we do the handover with the customer. I will show them how to use all those. Like I say, more light points, socket points. Sorry, forgot to mention microwave. It's It's with the Eco microwaves, so you need to press Eco before it starts. And the isolator for that is up in the cupboard next door to it, so you can unplug that if you wish to do so. That's pretty much it for this really nice Bailey Pursuit 554. If you've got any questions, do feel free to give us a call on 01373 752 100. We will help out in any way we can. If you do like these videos that we do for the handovers, please like and share, or like and subscribe I should say. It's just nice to know that they are being watched and it's not just a pointless exercise. Okay, so I will leave you with this final last quick view and say thank you for watching, and I hope this is very useful particularly the people who have just bought this caravan, but for any of you who are considering getting one or have one and not sure how to use it quite right. Thanks for your time. See you again soon. Bye bye.